Why, hello there. Hello
I
there,
just saw
everybody.
I just saw the delay, and I love how it caught me mid like that. I'm just saying at the thing, I just go like that, so you cut the last half of that. You're welcome.
I did not plan that. I'm sorry.
You'll see the rest on the director's cut of this live stream.
Yeah, great, fantastic. Welcome everyone to Chatting with Doug. In case you haven't seen, happy Commercials Day, everyone! Happy
Yes, indeed.
Commercials Day! I
What did he
hope
mean? What did he
what
mean?
did he mean? Yep, that was fun. That was a fun one. Luckily, I filmed that when no one else was in the house, so I was like, I'm just gonna scream as loud as I can.
And it was, you should let them know, it was what, the third or fourth time you filmed it? Because there were like
Yes.
technical
Oh
difficulties.
my
That
gosh, I was
sucked.
having so many difficulties, but we figured it out and it was there, okay? We
And
got
that's why
there.
it was so good. You were literally going crazy, just like, what does it mean? This is the fifth time I'm doing this. What does it mean?
How could this be happening to me? No. Anyway, hi everyone. We are going to review the rules here so that we can start answering some of your questions. I see we're already at a level 6 hype train over on Twitch and YouTube. I see those super chats coming in. So let's get to these rules, please. Or please. Yeah, I guess please. I don't know. Brain, not work.
Please.
Here we go.
Please.
First and foremost, we give priority to bit messages and super chats since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we might have time for highlighted questions or regular over on Twitch or regular chat questions over on YouTube. But highlighting a question especially, doesn't it? Yeah, you were right. You did get a little blurry. I don't know why that was happening. We cannot guarantee if you highlight it that your question or comment will be read or seen. On the YouTube side of things, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over because we have such a large volume of questions that comes in. This kind of helps us sort out and actually get to the non-paid questions. I've been saying it for weeks and I will continue to say it. I swear to God, we really do want to get to those, okay? We don't want to have people have to pay money in order to chat with Doug, with this guy, all right? So because of that, $5 and over will be prioritized. If we have time, we'll go back and read the super chats that are under $5. But again, we cannot guarantee that we'll get to those, and we will do them after we do all the $5 and over ones. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. On the YouTube side of things, there is no need to repeat your super chat, even if it unpins from the top. Excuse me. We have a list. We will get to it. It is very, very rare that we actually miss a bit message or a super chat. In most cases, you just need to have patience. Sometimes we can get up to an hour behind. Have patience. We will get to it. My brain just went dead. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see all the new episodes of Arcane or anything like that, or Cobra Kai. So keep your spoilers to yourself.
Keep them in your pocket.
Yeah, keep them in your pocket. No spoilers. Watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we're going to lose the point. We do not have time to repeat it. That also applies to parts. If you absolutely must split up your messages into multiple parts, keep it to maximum 3. Keep it to 3 max. Again, we tend to lose the point. We don't have time to do that. Okay. 3 absolute max, please. Doug, watch your language, because YouTube.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I think that's it.
Think we good? Think we good?
We're good. Yeah, I think we are. All right, great. Let's do it. Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. Good evening. After Doug's messages. First, did you see the teaser for the live action How to Train Your Dragon? Toothless looks really cool. Really good. And second, did you listen to Bleeders?
I did. The song was very cool. I liked it, and the visuals are very cool and everything. It is. I guess I expected more of like a Sweeney Todd style song, and then when I hear like the metal, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the type of song this is. But I thought it was really cool. Yeah, I didn't get into the teaser. I don't know what everyone else is thinking, but it just looked like the original movie, like to a
Yep.
fault. Where I mean, everything already kind of looks CG. The dragons look exactly the same. I mean, no
Mm-hmm.
difference. There's just real actors. It's the exact same shots. So I don't know. I know it's only a teaser. Maybe they can do something with it, but yeah, just from a teaser point of view, I'm just not seeing the point. And it's like years after Disney started doing this, so it's weird that they're starting to do this now and starting to do the exact same thing where they try to just repeat everything. So I don't know. Like it could be good. Maybe they're holding out on something. Maybe we'll see something that's like, ooh, a good twist. But I don't know. Right now, it does look awful. It just doesn't look like anything. It just looks like the movie I've already seen and liked and don't think needs any changes.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Heather. Have you finished the latest season of Only Murders in the Building yet? And if so, what was your favorite episode? I did. I did finally finish it. It was a good season. I think it was a really good season. I don't know about favorite episode. Maybe the episode where it's kind of centered on the brother sisters. If that makes sense without spoiling anything, there's an episode that I thought was really well done that was really focusing on the brother sisters. Elite Gamer, thank you for that 27-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back, appreciate that. Hello, Heather and Doug. Mr. Doug, a happy belated birthday to you. I actually just celebrated my birthday on Saturday, and I saw Red One. It was okay. I just wanted to say thank you to you and everyone at Channel Awesome and to the people in the chat for all that you do. This community is so full of amazing people, and I'm honored to have met you all.
Well, you're one of those amazing people. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that so many kind words. Thank you.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on Father of the Bride Part 2? In my opinion, it's a bit of an underrated sequel.
Man, I didn't get into it. Honestly, it's funny watching the first one again. I still like it, but it's not as good as I remember it. It's one of those things where I'm like, no, everyone's a little crazy here. It's like, oh, it's just the father, and he goes over the top, but I'm just like, no, some things that really need to be talked out. It's weird they didn't talk a lot of things out, but but still a good movie. Second one, I just remember everything feeling like really forced. Like, I don't know. I guess they're pregnant. I guess I don't know. Like that's the best way. Martin Short was a big hit. Let's force him more into the movie. So I don't remember really getting into it, but I will say this: I haven't seen it since it came out. Maybe I can go back now that I'm older, and maybe I'll see stuff that is really good about it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. There is a good episode of Lois and Clark where Clark plays an alternate version of himself where H.G. Wells brings another Clark from a different reality.
The very common comic book trope. No, I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen a few episodes, but I'd be lying if I said I remembered a lot of them. The only thing I remember is everybody found out who Superman was. I think, except for Lois, that was it. Like every episode was always like, and they find out who Superman is. Yeah, all of Metropolis knows by this point. I think most of Gotham knows too.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Frank Capra film You Can't Take It With You? For those who only know Lionel Barrymore as Mr. Potter, he plays almost the exact opposite type of character here.
I don't know. Hold on. You can't take it with you. Let me see if that's ringing a bell. The title sounds a little familiar. No, I've actually never seen this one. Oh, Jimmy Stewart's in it too. Yeah, it's like half the cast of whatchamacallit. Wow, brain fogging. It's a Wonderful Life. See, that's what brain fog does to you. But no, I haven't seen that. I'll try to check it out.
LPB the Actor, thank you for that 63-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. So elated that you finally got to talk about the Eagle Man / Woman commercials after all these years. Now, for Christmas, could you review a direct-to-video CG animated movie called The Nuttiest Nutcracker?
I never heard of that one. I'll look into it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of John Goodman in Arachnophobia?
I literally just saw that movie recently. He's fun, and it's interesting to think that's like after Roseanne, that's like one of his earliest film roles, which people I think just saw him as he's the goofy guy, kind of thing. It's funny to think like we didn't really see him as like this great actor yet. But yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. He brings, I mean, almost like any role he does, he brings exactly what's needed for it.
On a Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. I think you and I both hold Hot Fuzz in high regard. How do you feel about World's End?
Oh, I like that one too. I actually like that one. Maybe controversial thought, maybe not. I like it more than Shaun of the Dead. I like Shaun of the Dead. It's a good movie. World's End is just a little bit more up my alley. I like zombie movies fine. I don't love them, and Shaun of the Dead is definitely made for people that love zombie movies. It isn't just satirizing them. It really does become a legit zombie movie in there. And when it gets to that point, I don't get super into it, even though I acknowledge it's good. Where World's End, I didn't always know where it was going. It kind of kept you guessing. It has a very bizarre ending that's really like, huh, I didn't think it would go this route. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, I really enjoy it.
Jimmy Vance, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever watched the show Young Justice? It's one of the best superhero shows and has somehow gotten better and worse the past 2 seasons.
Oh, I've seen a little bit. It's one of those where just whenever I was at a hotel or something for a con, be on TV. And the little bit I saw, I really liked. It's another one of those shows I have like saved, and maybe when I take some time off, I'll try to watch that too. There's a couple DC shows I'm gonna try and check out when I take some time. I'm gonna try to check out Batman Beyond, Static Shock, and yeah, Young Justice is the other one.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In Home Alone 2, what's your favorite scene? Mine is where he's eating the ice cream in the Plaza Hotel.
Man. I mean, I feel like it's gotta be something with it's either something with Tim Curry or just throwing the brick, which is just so dumb and so basic, but that's why I love it so it's just so harsh and brutal. I mean, like there's all these elaborate traps. Everyone knows the traps are coming, and the first one's just throwing a brick at a guy over and over. It's just so dumb and cavemanish that I love it.
Dave's Dragon, thank you for the 500 bits. I hope you visit upstate or western New York.
Maybe someday. So I visited there. In terms of doing a convention, I think I've done one there. I think at a college years ago. But yeah, no, it's a fascinating place. Everything good, bad, and in between that people say about it, they're right. It really is everything.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, my wife and I are longtime fans, and we look forward to new commercial review every year. Will you ever bring back the Was That Real series?
Probably not, because it takes too much time to do. When I was younger, I could do it, but now, not only with growing older, but with the chronic fatigue and everything, it's not in the cards. I'm sorry.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Those were cool glasses Malcolm wore in today's episode. Also, hooray for the return of Mr. Puppy.
Yeah, that's right. Man, that really goes back. That's like one of the earliest videos I ever did. That was showing. It's a long story, but when I kept getting kicked off of YouTube, I made a channel to say, hey, the videos are actually in the favorites sections. Go down there, and I would give every video their own channel and put them in the favorite section because it kept getting kicked off. I use this little character called Mr. Puppy the Puppy. Yeah, man, if I got kicked off the first time and then just stopped, man, that might have been it for this. It might, no, this might have never happened.
Super Droid, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Have either of you seen the movie Akira, and what are your thoughts on it? It's one of the best animated movies ever made, and I highly recommend watching it if you haven't.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big TMS fan. I mean, that animation is so good from them. It almost doesn't even. It looks even too good for TMS, and TMS is like one of my favorite animation companies. But even taking that out of it, like the story's really cool. Even the dubs, whether they're good or bad, are always entertaining. Because I think the characters are just so much fun. So yeah, no, I adore it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, Doug, I'm curious for future Disney-cember to do a Touchstone theme. I know you've done some already, but Splash and Pretty Women are waiting. Or Pretty Woman, sorry.
You think it's Sweet Pretty Women. I mean, I've already kind of done them before, so I think it's more just like if I want to do a Touchstone movie, I just will. I'll say this, I haven't really looked that deeply into them, and maybe I should, because there are some movies I feel like I could do. I could do Big, that was Touchstone, right? Maybe not. But yeah, Pretty Woman's another one I could do. There's movies I could check out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, there's an animated Christmas short film called Second Star to the Left. It's very nostalgic to me. Please check it out and maybe review it.
Okay, don't think I know that one. I will check it out.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Griffin Dunn played the teacher in My Girl. He was in Johnny Dangerously, After Hours, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Quiz Show at all. Know who he is now?
You've named like so many movies I either have never seen or I saw once when I was like 13 or 12. So I'm sorry.
Brian, thank you for the $5 super chat. I saw Transformers 1. It was awesome. Have you done a review for that movie? Also, Wicked is out. You should watch it and review it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
I was
Okay, I'm gonna see
chosen
Wicked
today.
tomorrow. Yeah, they have a preview tonight. I was originally thinking about going, but I want to be with all of you. So yeah. So I hope you're happy. No, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I still haven't seen Transformers 1 yet. Rob and I are gonna try and check it out so we can do like a review for the members only section. But yeah, and at some point I'm sure I'll do like a nostalgia critic just on like all the Transformer movies and get it in there.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 500 bits, but we have asked you before to cut it out with the political questions. Just calling him the Orange Man does not make it not political.
What are we talking about, Mr. Garfield?
Trip Corey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever review the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T?
Probably not, though I have seen it and it is interesting to talk about. It's a Dr. Seuss movie, that, for those who don't know. It's very bizarre, but I can't say it's good, but if you're a Seuss fan, you should see it. If you're just a fan of weird stuff, you should see it. But it's clearly not a good movie, but it's out there, man. Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere. It's probably still worth checking out.
Frank, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hello, everyone at Channel Awesome. I hope you all are doing great, Doug. I just rewatched your review of Richie Rich, and I noticed you had a Moneyball joke in there. What are your real thoughts on that movie?
Oh, I liked it. As someone that doesn't really get into baseball that much, there's some sports where I find I actually get more into the behind the scenes stuff. Wrestling's another one. I don't really get into wrestling, but I love the behind the scenes stuff. And that's another one where the strategy behind all of that, and even just little things like trading a player, like how you do that, how do you get into the mindset, what you tell a person and everything, and the strategy. It was all very, very fascinating. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 55-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Oh my goodness, how did this happen? 55 months of subscribing to an aging, sometimes funny comedian / movie reviewer and a former teacher. Keep up the great work, guys. By the way, can't wait to see the new studio and the start of another Disney-cember.
Thank you. Thanks for thinking I'm sometimes funny. That means a lot. I don't even get that half the time.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, will there be a Q&A next Wednesday before Thanksgiving? I have a super chat for next Wednesday, but wondering if I should ask it today.
I forget, is there or no?
I think so.
I have it on the calendar, yeah. So, yes, there will be.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think is the main problem with the Superman franchise? Seems like there was no good movie after Superman 2.
I don't know. I feel like either people think too much about it or not enough about it. There's a good balance you need in there, I feel like. Or maybe people are trying to recapture a certain kind of magic that they can't quite get. Because Snyder did say something I think is a very good line. He said, Batman is great, but Superman is important. And I think that's true. I think it's a very true thing to say. And you can tell he was trying to go for that in the movie. He just didn't quite know how to do it. I feel like he kind of got a little bit more of that in the Snyder cut of Justice League. But yeah, I don't know. Because Superman, part of it is Superman's a tricky character to write for. He is one of those blank slate characters that are very powerful, good characters because we can all see ourselves in that character and want to be that character, but they're very difficult to do and to make interesting because it has to appeal to, the mass majority of people. I mean, it is iconic, a character. So it's a lot to ask of anyone, honestly. So we'll see how James Gunn does it. Hopefully he does it well.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. I found out and can't believe Alec Baldwin is allowed to go on Saturday Night Live after what he did on that movie set.
So he showed up before, I remember, during where they did a parody of a Kamala interview, and he shows up as something else last time. I guess I'm a little surprised, but I mean, I'm sure they had hosts on there that did worse. Maybe, I don't know.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite moment between Dan and Roseanne?
Brother, it's kind of a silly one, but I just love whenever an episode ends with, and they go to bed and the lights go off. That is just so delightfully white trash, and they know it is, and they love it, and they just soak it up. It's like, yeah, we know this is white trash, but we love each other. Now we're gonna be together. So yeah, I think it's a constant running joke on the show, and I always love it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Please tell me that there's a Disney-cember for Disney's Rocket Man this year. Also, happy early Thanksgiving.
Thank you. And yes, there is. Spoilers.
Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. I suggest you try Piglet's Big Game for GameCube and PlayStation 2 for Disney-December, as it has been recently memed as Silent Hill or Resident Evil for kids. So much so that the lead designer confirmed that was the exact pitch for the game.
Oh, that's funny. No, I've been seeing this pop up all over the place. We've talked about it. The only thing is we need some sort of way to play it online, and we don't know how to do that. So we're hoping they'll release some sort of port for on Steam or Nintendo or something like that. But when they do, I mean, maybe the meme will pass by that point. But I don't know. We're looking into it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the $5 super chat. They weren't trunk monkeys, they were trunk apes. Those commercials would have made more sense since they used capuchins. I'm really sorry, I don't know monkeys. Howler monkeys or mandrills.
Well, give me something to think about.
Patrick, thank you for the $5 super chat. Next commercials can start with just the claymation. Also, any update on the NC building?
Oh, the student. Yeah, we got one. We got it. Everything signed. When we were at the con this weekend, most everything got moved in, which we were really surprised by. We were just like, because we were away, and we are just like, okay, well, when we come back, we'll help, because we knew they were going to move, but we didn't think they'd get the whole thing done. So we were really blown away by that. And yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're talking about like having the first episode be on Christmas Day, because we have an episode comes out on Christmas Day. It's also the last one of the year, so it's like, all right, maybe like Santa Christ will give him the studio or something like that. I kind of like that idea. So you will see it. We're gonna have a few more episodes here, but yes, you'll see the new studio soon.
Dave's Dragon, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think of the trash pack commercials? Will you ever feature them in any episode?
Let me remind myself what those are. Trash pack commercials. Oh, somebody recommended these to me. Maybe I didn't see the right one. It just looks like any other commercial. I didn't see what's so special about it, but it had like millions of views on it and everything. So I don't know. Maybe I gotta like go in the comments and see. Maybe I'm missing like an obvious joke or something.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 5. Kidding. Hi, Heather. As a teacher, I want to know your honest opinion about my grammar cheats to slim the characters down on my questions to save money. I mean, I don't care too much about grammar errors as long as I can still kind of understand what you're trying to say. And that's just not specifically for you, for anyone with any of these questions. Like, I'm not here to critique your grammar. I did that for 10 years. I don't need to continue to do that. This is not a classroom environment, okay? I just get... I don't want to say mad because I don't get mad. I just get slightly annoyed when I can't understand the question and then chat's like, God, Heather, this is what they mean. And it's like, listen, if you give me a word salad, I'm trying my best.
I tossed word salad at that too.
Wizard of What, thank you for the $20 super chat. This is my final attempt to convince you to play a Pokemon game. There's one called Legends Arceus that focuses less on turn-based battles and where you fight the Pokemon, like in Jedi Survivor or Kingdom Hearts.
Does sound kind of fun. I guess I never have played one because I do know they're usually turn-based. Might be an idea. I mean, people probably tune into that because they know I make fun of Pokemon all the time. So might be an idea. Oh, what's it called again?
Legends Arceus. I know which one it
Legends
is.
Arceus. So, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, look into it.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 500 bits. My girlfriend was really surprised. We loved the Wicked movie. It's a cinematic spectacle. It's pure emotion and magic. I haven't cried that hard in the cinema in decades. This movie is what the Les Mis movie wishes it was. A well-made musical movie adaptation that has good live vocals. Can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts after you see it.
Yeah, I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'll have to see if I can do an entire review show because the fatigue did knock me out today, which means I have to move a lot of stuff around. I might just do a vlog on it, which I hate doing. But on the plus side, I should be able to do one for Moana 2 when that comes out. So that should be okay. But yeah, I hate when I got to do a vlog review. I mean, they're very easy to do. That's why I do them, when I get knocked out. But yeah, I want like a production, I want something that's like editing and stuff in it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite Thanksgiving food? Mine is stuffing. Also tried the Fireside Sub Thanksgiving sandwich. Brad tried it and it's delicious.
Yeah, no, I've heard it's really good. He's trying like all the Thanksgiving sandwiches and
DiGiorno
pizzas
pizza
and stuff like
he
that.
had looked so good.
I see. That's the one that sounded the grossest to me, but everybody's like, it's really good. So yeah, I only discovered Thanksgiving sandwiches maybe like 2-3 years ago. I just thought it was like this one thing in Philadelphia, in this market. I was like, oh, it's a little special thing they have, and it turns out it's like a huge thing now. So yeah, I guess I'm really behind on seeing what the really good ones are. And yeah, I'm looking forward to. Was this the wicked question? I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
Favorite Thanksgiving food was the question.
Favorite Thanksgiving was the question. Man, I think just the turkey and gravy, honestly.
Nice.
Although every Thanksgiving, somebody brings shrimp as well, and I'm kind of known for devouring most of it before everyone else can get to it. So I guess that too.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. You know, looking at David Howard Thornton, he's not that bad looking outside the makeup. I think he should try to branch out into other genres besides horror.
Maybe he is. Who knows? He's gonna be at Days of the Dead Chicago. So if you want to see me and Art the Clown, you should go check that out. And a lot of the cast, and I think the director's there too. A lot of good people.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite Superman movie out of the original ones? Superman, Superman 2, 3, 4, 04 Returns.
Probably the first one. After watching them again, I always thought maybe the second one, but then watching it again, I'm like, no, it's definitely the first.
Rich B, thank you for the $5 super chat. I wish I could have seen that your first reaction to that Ireland PSA where the kid gets card.
I mean, it's kind of what you saw in the commercial special, honestly. It was basically. I think we were laughing though too.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 500 bits, like he read your mind. Speaking of which, I heard you were meeting him. Are you going to ask him about the Grinch horror movie, The Mean One, and the upcoming Steamboat Willie horror movie, Screamboat?
Maybe. You know, it's one of those things where you never know when you meet up with somebody if you're gonna like talk about work a lot, if you're just gonna talk about something that has nothing to do with work. I know I love him as Art the Clown. Like I said, the second I saw him in that makeup and doing that performance, I just absolutely loved this character. And yeah, I love what he does with it. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna bring that up at least a little bit. But outside of that, yeah, I don't know what we'll talk about.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the 80s TV show Hearts to Heart with Robert Wagner about a wealthy couple who were amateur detectives?
No, never even heard of it. I guess I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's something from a movie that it took you an embarrassingly long time to realize?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there was. Oh, so this is not a movie. It's actually a show. In Arcane. I always wonder why there was a Roman numeral 6 on Vi's cheek, and then I kind of answered my question when I said it out loud. I'm like, oh, Vi. Okay. That was a pretty dumb question of me asking, wasn't it?
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Honest thoughts on The Wire. I've never seen it, but I hear it's often described as one of the best, if not greatest, TV series of all time.
Same. I've never seen it. I hear it's good.
Chase, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 1 of 3. Remember in Aladdin review, you depicted Disney's rise and fall as VR coaster ride. First fall was Black Cauldron losing to Care Bears. Second was Oliver and Company losing to Land Before Time. Third was obviously DP3.
Yes, I do remember that. So you don't have to. Oh, I guess that's part 1 of 3. That's right.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you hear that Monsters, Inc. was going to have a building explosion, but it got changed due to events that occurred that same year?
That makes that joke make so much more sense, because I remember watching it, and their reaction was way too shocked, and the shot and everything, the way it was set up, for just, oh, they put a little force field around it. I'm just like, no, there was something else happened there. And so when I found that out years later, I'm like, now that makes more sense.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Strong recommendation. Wrap your turkey in bacon. We tried it for the first time last year, and it was great.
That sounds kind of cool. I see people put like dough on it as well. That's pretty cool.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather and Doug, what do you want on your tombstone?
You know, I can't say because I made all the jokes in the video.
I was really hoping you were going to say.
I made them.
I was really hoping you were going to say pepperoni and cheese so that I could do.
What
did he
All right, let's try it again. Everyone, just forget what you just saw. Okay, just here. Men in Black, they here. Nose clipper. There you go. Now you forgot everything. Line.
God damn it, Doug. Oh, I swore. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please don't demonetize this video. Sorry.
What
Jace,
did you mean? Okay.
what did he mean? Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 2 of 3, but after those failures, they reinvigorated themselves with new waves of hit films like the Disney Renaissance with Little Mermaid, 3D animated films with Tangled, and then 10 years of the MCU.
I bet I know where this is going, but okay, I'll wait for part 3.
Patrick, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you going to do Disney December on Venom Last Dance since you didn't do a vlog and no plans for an NC since there is no NC The Carnage?
Is it? It's a Sony movie. Yeah, I don't think
It
that's
is.
Fox. Yeah, so probably not. And I just don't want to see it. Everyone's like it's the biggest nothing, and I believe them.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your favorite lightsaber duel? I can't choose between Anakin versus Obi-Wan in episode 3 and Ahsoka versus Maul in Clone Wars. Those are two fantastic choices.
Yeah, I didn't know the shows were included. Well, that's rough because in terms of like character, I think of Ahsoka and Anakin as Vader. Like that's an amazing fight in Rebels. But if we're going by just the cool fight, just the what one did I rewind and watch over and over? It's because how weird. I actually love the Emperor and Yoda fight. I thought that was so
Oh,
cool.
really?
I think them hopping up on that Senate chair, whatever, going up with the sword, the choir going, I love it. And he starts throwing this. It's so cartoony, but it's so cool. I thought it was really awesome.
Treg Ryder, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug. I have to ask, is Brazil still your favorite movie? And if so, what makes it your favorite? Do you plan on doing an NC next year to celebrate its 40th anniversary? Also, would love to know Heather's favorite movie as well. I think I've said before, I think it's The Dark Knight.
I think actually this year is the 40th anniversary. I thought it came out in 84. Maybe he finished in 84 and it was released in 85 because those who don't know, there's a long legal battle with it. But yeah, I don't know. It has everything I love in it. Well, first of all, look at that wall. I'm telling me Brazil's not going to be my favorite movie. You know what I mean? But also just I love that it has the great visual style. The characters are funny and interesting. I love the idea of a funny 1984. Where in 1984 it's about fascism and terrorism, all that stuff taking over. This is more like bureaucracy destroying everything. Like it's just unchecked bureaucracy and people passing on responsibility to something else or someone else. Nobody's taking responsibility at all, and just those little skips added up can just completely destroy everything. You see that everywhere in that world. Yeah, I love it, and yeah, it's still my favorite movie.
Maggie Alexis, thank you for the $5 super chat. You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the live action remakes, not join them. You were my favorite DreamWorks. I loved you.
I was gonna say for a second, I'm just like, what? I was the one that was bashing How to Train Your Dragon. I'm like, oh yes, I agree. But we should wait and see. We haven't seen DreamWorks do one before, but I don't know. Man. It's not looking so good.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which becoming a villain scene in the Spider-Man games do you like more? Otto becoming Doc Ock or Harry becoming Venom?
Man, that's rough. Character-wise, it's probably Doc Ock, but I think just no, I'll go one further. I'll say, without going into spoilers, the Mary Jane one. That was really cool and just so unexpected. That's honestly probably my favorite.
Chase, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 3 of 3. With the huge decline of successful Disney and Marvel projects in the past 5 years, DP3 could be the kick in the pants needed to get back on track again.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. That maybe Deadpool and Inside Out too. Both did very, very well. And I mean, when you look at how well those two movies did, compared to how poorly so many other movies did the year before, and how much profit they got off of just those two movies, I think that really says something. And they obviously put a lot of work into it and a lot of love and dedication. Everything. I mean, nothing felt rushed. I mean, not to say those other movies weren't putting hard work into it, but I mean, it's very clear Disney was spreading itself pretty thin. So yeah, my only concern is that there are just so many more sequels coming, and that really concerns me. But then again, there's 2 sequels this year. They only did 2, and they were very good. They made a lot of money, so I don't know. Let's see.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, what's your favorite role to play on NC? Oh, well, of course it's dough. I love dough.
Bunny bun.
Another answer that Malcolm sometimes gives that I agree with is like the Nostalgia Critic universe version of myself.
Mhm.
Like Doug writes versions of ourselves that are true to ourselves, but then amped up to 11, much like he does for himself. And I love sometimes how sassy Nostalgia Critic Heather is towards the actual essay. The fifth, Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the Burger King commercial for SpongeBob toys where the king sings a parody of Baby Got Back? Swear I'm not making this up, YouTube it.
No, I did. The only reason I'm not doing is because music has huge copyright claims. We always fight them, but then we have to, lose money, lose it being in the algorithm and stuff like that while we're fighting it. So, yeah, I didn't do that one because of that, but it has been shown to me quite a bit.
Stead, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, here's something funny. My college is having a watch party for Norma the North for some reason, which reminded me that it was the first NC that I ever saw.
Oh, that's not the first one you ever saw was actually me with the shaved head. So this probably looks very normal to you.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. So I finally saw the original Gladiator for the first time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I might be remembering it incorrectly, but haven't you said before you don't like it because you know what they say, the Russell Crowe is mightier than the Joker.
um, I'm not a fan. I don't hate it by any means. But I don't know. When I saw the trailer, I was just like, I think I know everything that's going to happen in this movie, and it did. But the acting's fun. It's shot nice. Some of the fighting's cool. And if it was just like an hour and a half or something, maybe. But it's so friggin' long. A lot of the effects look really lame, and some of the acting is overdone. And I know it's whatever historical fiction and stuff like that, but they can't even get the thumb thing right. Just I don't know. That drives me nuts.
Giotto, thank you for the €2 super chat. JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Another Talkville episode today, 5 more seasons before he becomes Superman.
Cool.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the 2022 Hellraiser? The ending music and visuals were very hypnotic to the point I felt I was losing my mind and wanted to spread madness.
No, honestly, that's probably the most interesting thing I heard about it. I didn't hear too much about it. Well, I've only seen the first two Hellraisers. I didn't see I heard after that they're not really anything. So I just sort of skipped the remake unless people were saying, "Oh my god, it's amazing," which I didn't hear, but maybe I'll check it out.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Was your old versus new of Evil Dead demonetized for copyright or explicit content?
That was definitely the gore. Explicit content, as you said.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the Mike Myers movie, So I Married an Axe Murderer, and on Mike Myers in general?
I've never seen that movie. I heard it's pretty good. I should check it out. Mike Myers is fine. When he started to really blow up, I thought the humor got a little less funny, which sadly does happen with a lot of comedians and humor and stuff. He seemed to have just the right characters and the right type of humor at just the right time. But it is kind of that time. Now I think he's tried a couple times to make like a comeback, and they're just a little too dated now. But I can still watch some of the Austin Powers movies or Wayne's World and stuff like that, and still have a good laugh. I think his strongest stuff is when he gets a good character and he sticks to the character, not the wouldn't it be funny if this character did this kind of thing. More just like, what would this character actually do? I think that's why something like Wayne's World is so funny, because he did have that character figured out. It's based, I'm sure, on real people. I mean, if you're around Aurora at that time, you knew people like that. So yeah, I think that's where he plays strongest to his strengths, is when he finds a good character and he really sticks to what's funny about that character, not that character did something different or something silly.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. How would you rank these H. John Benjamin characters? Archer, Bob, and Coach McGurk.
It's hard. Man, they're all so good. Probably Coach, because that was my introduction to him. Man, I think I'll say Bob and then Archer, but man, it's close. I mean, it's apples and oranges. If you asked me like 5 years ago, I definitely would have said Archer, but I think all Bob's Burgers, the cast has really grown on me.
Chase, thank you for the $10 super chat. What heaven sounding music was used in the Distraught Heather segment of today's video? Also, the music in the Edward Scissorhands ad scene where you break down apologizing and offer to give a cat to the voice.
Uh, in the Edward Scissorhands one last year, is that the one
Mm-hmm.
they were asking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dad did that music. If I ever need something to sound like something else, my dad would usually compose it. And the music for Heather, I'm not sure. It's either the YouTube library music from musicloops.com, or like once in a while I'll use like a Pro Scores bit of music, but yeah, that one I think has been used in our stuff, so not as much because that gets hit for copyright claims. Even though it's like we bought it, I have the CD, I have it right here.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What would you say are Martin Short's best and worst roles?
Uh, man, what's his best? It's a really good question. I do like him in Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if
So
it's
good
like
in
his
that.
best, but he is really good in that. His worst, sadly, he's had a lot. I really like Martin Short, but he's had a lot. I guess I'll go for. I don't know if this is actually his worst, but probably the worst I've seen is A Simple Wish. I just remember his comedy being so annoying in that.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are both of your guys' plans for Thanksgiving this year?
Usual meet up with family. I had to work a little bit because I did get knocked out with the fatigue today, but yeah, well, I'll still have time to meet up, have good food, all that.
Yeah, I'm just going over to my mom's house and we're having a big Thanksgiving feast with all my brothers and sisters and their families, so it'll be fun. FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. If you could only watch the movies of one director for the rest of your life, what director would it be? Ooh,
Man,
that's a good question.
you
One
know,
director.
one director. I'm not gonna pretend like this guy's always made good films. He clearly hasn't, but he's done so many, and some of them are my favorite. I just love the style so much. I mean, maybe Tim Burton. I literally had a section of my room dedicated to him, so it shows I was a pretty diehard Burton fan. The bad stuff is bad, but the good stuff, I mean, just shaped some. I mean, again, look at all that. I mean, that clearly shaped a lot of who I am. So probably him.
Batlord, thank you so much for the $400 super chat.
Whoa!
Thank
Wow!
you.
Thank you, Chaplin. We
Appreciate
gotta
that.
give a kitty applause. Yay!
Hey,
Thank
Doug.
you so much.
I've been a watcher of the Nostalgia Critic for about a decade now. The first video I ever saw of you was the Three Ninjas movie review. We still don't know why the telephone operator was wearing a ninja suit. I love the return of Mr. Puppy and was wondering if you'd take a look at the 1985 Clue movie starring Tim Curry.
Yeah, so I've wanted to do a review of it. I think originally we were talking about a clipless review, and that's like, again, I'm kind of too old for it now to do those. And then I was thinking like some sort of review where I do something a little different with it, something that involves a lot more, like a cast within, stuff like that. But I haven't figured out how to do it yet, because there is stuff to talk about that's very interesting about that film, and I would like to. But I haven't figured, and again, with the chronic fatigue, it's much harder to plan out shoots. Well, I'm not having a studio. Hopefully, having a studio will help that out. I want to. At some point, I'll get to it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it with like a cast and do something really fun with it. But yeah, I don't know when that's going to be.
Anna Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think of the indie animation scene on YouTube?
I mean, are they talking about like Hello Boss and stuff like that? Just
Yeah.
like web animation and stuff? I love it. I love it because there's a lot of attempts to bring hand-drawn animation back, and they see the value of it, and they see how much it can do, and where it just is almost stopped in its tracks. And definitely in a lot of American animation, and to some extent even in Japanese, sadly. I mean, it's still there more than here, but even that's kind of getting slowly taken over. A lot of animators at home just doing this for fun, or forming their own studios and stuff like that, see what can be done with this art form, and they keep trying to push it. They don't just discover how to do it and then just do all that. I mean, they really push the envelope of what you can do and how much time can be spent on it. I think because there is such a diehard fan base for them, they'll wait. They'll say, yeah, we'll wait for the next one. Just make it look really good, and have some good stories behind it and everything, and so they can really perfect it and really make it look fantastic. And I think it's great. I'm just glad it's alive somewhere. Like, not only is it alive, but it's thriving somewhere, and that is really nice to see.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Moana, what do you think of You're Welcome?
Oh, it's a fun song. That's a really yeah. What else can you say about it? It's just really fun, really enjoyable. It's charming. It's adorable.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In the first Home Alone, I liked the booby traps. It makes me wonder why the family in Signs never thought to add booby traps like that to their house against the aliens because they have an easy weakness.
Yeah, no, you just have to wait a little bit. Instead of spraying the water on the stairs, you just spray it at the aliens. Boom, they'll melt. That's it. Why did they come to a planet that's mostly water?
FBL, thank you for the 800 bits. Would you ever do a full-length NC, on the original Karate Kid or an old versus new of the Beetlejuice movies?
I'll definitely talk about Beetlejuice 2 at some point because I think it's an interesting film to talk about. Karate Kids, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just go over all the movies. That might be an idea. Because I do like those movies. Maybe like when the Cobra Kai movie comes out, maybe I'll do it then.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm definitely going to mess this name up. Nehemiah Persoff, Papa Moskowitz, played the taxi driver in On the Waterfront, and he was in Some Like It Hot and the scientist in Twins.
Yeah, I think I feel like somebody brought that up in stream before. Maybe I just looked it up. I can't remember, but yeah, somewhere I was told that this year. I was just like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't know that. Yeah, he has a very distinct voice.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In How to Train Your Dragons 2, what do you think of Stoic's death scene?
I like it. I thought it was done very well. The only thing I didn't care for in the second one is I thought the villain could have been fleshed out a little bit more. The only thing I remember about him is him swinging that thing around going, ah, and looking like the penguin. I don't remember like anything else about him.
Liv J. Brown, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, shameless plug time. I worked on a show that just came out yesterday called Enceladus V. It's created by the woman who boarded Nothing Left to Lose from Tangled the Animated Series and Loser Baby from Has Been Hotel. It's only 3 minutes and I voiced the main character. Check it out.
Cool. What's it called again?
Enceladus V, I think. E-N or N, I don't know. ENCELADUS. Space V. So maybe it's 5. I don't know.
There it is. Cool. I'll try to check it out.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Christopher McDowell will be at GalaxyCon OKCN 2025. Half of me wants to ask if he meets up with other typecast bully actors. The other half wants to strangle him for killing the Iron Giant. What would you do?
I'd love to talk to him actually. I really like his stuff because he clearly is typecast as the bully. And I mean, he does have the face for it. He has the perfect face, but he also has the perfect acting for it because he can add something to it outside of just the generic bully role. He can make it funny. And I think he usually does. And what I love is that even in something like Iron Giant, he doesn't need the face. He can get it across just through the voice performance. So yeah, no, I'd love to talk to him. It seems like he has a good sense of humor. I mean, for someone to transform those roles, I mean, just some horribly written roles into something very, very funny. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him about all that.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, I'm surprised you haven't done an NC on the original Air Bud, unless there's possibly something in the future. If you ever review Air Bud, you have to bring Tamara back. Tamara has to come back for an Air Bud review.
Yeah, no, so I think I talked about it briefly for like some sort of sports compilation, like year 1, I think. I never did do the movie, and it's like, maybe I should. Yeah, that is weird I haven't done that movie, because there's clearly material for it. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Wild Robot, who do you think gives a better performance? Kit Connor as Bright Bill the Goose or Pedro Pascal as Fink the Fox?
Pascal. It's always going to be Pascal. He is so weirdly good. I say weirdly because he's one of those rare actors where he can just really transform into a different character and he doesn't have to alter much. It really is just altering the performance to a point where a lot of people didn't even know he was voicing that character in that movie. Well, a lot of actors try to do crazy voices or a lot of makeup or something like that, but no, he only changes the performance and like maybe the accent sometimes. That's about it, and he really becomes these different people.
The Masked Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello! Happy belated birthday. It's my BFF's B-Day. Can you say his name for happy birthday? His name is Aidel, last name Apu. Also, commercials!
Happy birthday! I eat a poo. It sounds like I'm trying to say I eat poo,
I
but
think that's
that's
I
why I'm
think
trying
that's
to
the
say it
joke.
slow. Yes,
Mhm.
but you don't know. This person could have this name, and maybe this poor individual was made fun of because his name sounded that way. You know what? I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say it fast. I eat a poo. Happy birthday! Damn it!
JL,
I
thank you
hope
for
you
the
exist.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you know John Goodman voiced Baloo in the sequel to The Jungle Book?
Yes, I do remember hearing that. Yeah, and he was fine. I mean, the movie's not good, but yeah, Tony J was Shere Khan. They're all good replacements, but yeah, movie's not good.
Random Youper, thank you for the $10 super chat. Can you please play Bioshock next, please? It's a politically intense game where you can change your DNA and was inspired by the book Atlas Shrugged.
So I played them before. I played the first one, and I played Infinite, and I played the DLC as well. So I never did play the second one, but I hear I'm not missing that much. So yeah, it's not going to be very eventful because I've already played them. I tried to play games I haven't played before.
Obro Productions, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your opinion on my favorite character from Arcane? And I'm gonna mispronounce it, which is crazy because I've been watching all the episodes. Savika. I personally love her. She's Jinx's. Have you watched the new
Yeah,
season yet?
yeah. Is that the little kid?
No, no, no.
No, no. Is that the one with the one arm?
Yeah, the one with the
Oh,
one
okay.
arm.
She's cool. Yeah. So I think I got. What am I on? I'm on episode 5, I think. And no, she's a good character. I mean, it's hard to find like any bad characters. Like some characters might feel a little like filler, but that's about it. Yeah, no, it's a good character. Like I said, no real bad characters anywhere.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Roseanne episode where they do a Halloween version of A Christmas Carol?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, the before Simpsons kind of took it over. Like Roseanne was really known for like the best Halloween episodes. So we did something really fun and really cool. Yeah, and it's fun because again, they could get a little sillier with it, and that one definitely. I mean, they show it's a dream, whatever, but yeah, it's always really fun when they go weird with it. Well, except when you get to the last season.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. And Hocus Pocus, what's your favorite scene and your least favorite scene?
Uh, let's see. Favorite scene. I actually do kind of like the song number. I thought that was a cool rendition of it, and the little dance of them all. Anytime they move in unison, I think that's very funny. It's very simple, but I think that's very funny. Least favorite, all the virgin talk. That is still so crazy uncomfortable, and everyone just looked at me like I was nuts when I brought that up when I first reviewed it. Now, like every new reviewer that watches the movie years later, it's just like, yeah, this is weird. This is uncomfortable. I'm like, right? This is really weird.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Question for Heather. What are your top 3 favorite TV shows of all time, non-animated? You gotta hit me with that non-animated,
Yeah.
huh? I mean, I think it's probably pretty typical of what people like. Like, I really liked Mad Men. I really liked Breaking Bad. I really liked Parks and Rec and 30 Rock. I watched. It was one of the only comedies that I've watched multiple times is 30 Rock. I don't know. I just love Tina Fey. That's what it is. I was gonna say I don't know why, but no, I love Tina Fey. I mean, like Andor is one of my favorite, like nerdy adjacent, like live action TV shows. So there's some.
There you go.
Lamp, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you maybe still do commercial specials after you're done with the NC for good? Something to look forward to around Thanksgiving.
I feel like they have to. I do love commercials. It's just a natural part of who I am for whatever reason. So yeah, I'll keep something going, definitely.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. If the IMAX and Dolby experience could be combined, what movie would you see? Mine would be Dune 1 and 2, Spider-Verse 2, and A Christmas Carol 2009.
2009, the Jim Carrey one, because I did see that on IMAX in 3D. It was pretty cool. Um, let me see what.
I feel like something like Fury Road would be a spectacle with that
Yeah,
combination.
the Disney Hunchback would be pretty cool. Oh, Prince of Egypt would be really
Mm.
cool. I think that'd probably be the one.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. How are you liking Agatha all along so far? It was such a cool MCU show to watch. Can't wait to see where the story goes from here.
I took a break to watch Arcane. Uh, so I'm about halfway through it. I do like it a lot. I mean, just episode 2 just quickly turned around, and I think got a lot more fun. It's not like I don't love it or anything, but like it keeps my interest. I like the idea. I like them on this road and what's on this road. I like it's a musical half the time. That's kind of cool. Yeah, no, I dig. I like there's a little bit of a mystery going on. So yeah, it's if anybody watches the first episode and goes there to it, get to episode 2. It does turn around. It does pick up.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for Heather. What do you think of Melissa McCarthy as Charles's sister Doreen in Only Murderers? Oh my gosh, she was so funny. She was so pathetically hilarious, especially with some of her interactions with Martin Short. She was great. She was hilarious. I'm not the biggest Melissa McCarthy fan,
I was
but
gonna say that's nice to hear because I feel like she's had a lot of misses recently. So it'd be nice to see her do something really good again.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. It really shocks me that Disney still refuses to release the unaltered trilogy when they could charge money, or maybe charge money on their streaming service and put the theatrical cuts in vintage Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. That is weird. I don't know because you're right. It seems like just a clear money making opportunity there. There's no reason not to do it that I can see.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you like to review Mac and Me?
It's one of those where everything that could be said about has been said about. There's even a Mystery Science Theater on it now. It's just not what I'm super weirdly. It's not what I'm super passionate about. Everyone has those bad movies they really get into, and you think I would get into that one, but I mostly find it kind of boring, with the exception of like those 3 or 4 bonkers scenes. But everybody already knows them, so I feel like I can't have like that big a reaction to it. So probably not.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Glad you used my Superman cigarettes PSA suggestions. I'm surprised you didn't make a joke about how nicotine held a pack of cigarettes to his crotch, like animated Wicked Witch clips for sale broom holding.
I missed that. I think I was too distracted by the fact that his nose looked a little like something else, like Joel Camel.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. You should watch the 4K 77, 4K 80, and 4K 83 of the original Star Wars trilogy. The scans look gorgeous. Disney should buy those and put those on Disney Plus.
Maybe. And I believe you. I bet they do look good.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Glad you did a call back for the Debbie Dairyberry Jimmy Neutron voice joke, although you did manage to say the long phrase I sent you, so it should have been easy.
Yeah, it's still a I wonder. Yeah, no, because the fatigue didn't hit me yet. I was like, was that the fatigue why I couldn't say that name? It's like, no, I think I just can't talk in general.
Kale's Tales, thank you for the $5 super chat. Critic, I hate repeating myself. Heather, you can say that again. Cricket noises. Critic, thin ice, Heather, based on Digital Circus meme.
Okay, good to know.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which dim-witted sitcom character do you like more, Woody from Cheers or Lowell from Wings? Lowell? Sorry.
I'm trying to remember which one that is. If it's the Thomas Hayden Church character, I'll go with him. I love Thomas Hayden Church. I'm assuming that's the character.
BR, thank you for the £5 super chat. Which Garfield and Friends intro song do you prefer? Friends Are There or Ready to Party?
I think Friends Are There, and maybe because that was just my introduction to the show, and I don't know. I just remember as a kid, we would always, act that out because they tried to fight for room. So my brother and I would always act like we were fighting, when singing the song and stuff like that. So I think just pure nostalgia. I have good memories of it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Griffin Dunn was the main character in After Hours, an American Werewolf in London.
Oh, good to know.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Sad news for Full House fans. Uncle Joey has stage 3 cancer. Hope he beats it and recovers soon.
Yeah, it sounds, from what I saw with the interview, it sounds like it's manageable. Like, fingers
Mhm.
crossed. So yeah, here's hoping.
Shouting Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Pop question. If you were forced to rewatch any of these movies, which would you choose? Garbage Pail Kids, Inspector Gadget, Little Monsters, or Cat in the Hat?
Probably Little Monsters because there's at least some creativity to the darkness around that. I mean, they're all incredibly unpleasant, but yeah, I think Little Monsters at least has kind of like a cool set design and cool creatures. So, there's at least that.
Just Some Guy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, I gotta say that I really enjoyed this year's commercial special. I always look forward to them every year. Thank you for keeping up with the yearly tradition of commercial specials.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for watching. That's the reason we keep doing them.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. Which Muppet movie do you think is better, Muppets Christmas Carol or Muppets 2011? I love both, but Muppets 2011 is just a wonderful and special film to me.
I agree. I think I mean, controversial thought maybe. By far, it's the better movie. But I also get if you didn't grow up with Christmas Carol, that's your introduction to it. I get it. You're gonna have a strong connection to that. But in terms of just comedy and honestly even heart, because I do think there's some moments where Michael Caine's weirdly off in that movie. I do really like that 2011 movie.
Matt Norton, thank you for the $10 super chat. In last week's review, when you commented on Borderlands trying to make Kate Blanchett look younger, I was disappointed you didn't reference Benjamin Button, since they tried to make her look 19.
Oh, I forgot about that. I Does anyone even remember much about Benjamin Button? I feel like they remember like 5 scenes, and that's it. And they're all Brad Pitt scenes. I don't even remember. I forgot she was even in it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Honest thoughts on Brokeback Mountain. I'm still furious that it lost the best picture Oscar to Crash.
I remember liking it. It's not a movie I love, and part of that is I do have some friends who are gay who saw it and are just like, I got some issues with this movie. So I'm just like, all right, I trust you, kind of thing. But I thought the chemistry was still pretty good. And there's stuff you're always gonna remember. You're always gonna remember the music. And I go back and forth on Heath Ledger's performance because it is good. I don't know about that voice because it's one of those things where is it like, wow, he really transforms into someone else, or is it like, no, it's Heath Ledger doing a voice, like something we clearly know isn't his voice. So I go back and forth on it, but it is still a good performance. Like I do believe it. It's just the voice, it's just the accent. I still don't know about.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. What were your thoughts on the last 2 episodes of Penguin? What an ending.
I'm catching up on them now because everybody has said, "Oh my god, the ending, it's amazing," blah blah blah. So I'm just like, ugh, dang it, because I think after episode 2, everyone was like, "The show's amazing." So I tried watching up to episode 2. I'm like, it's still just, I don't know, it's fine, but I don't see what's so spectacular. So I laid off, and now everyone's saying the finale's amazing. So I have to either go, yeah, they were right, or be let down again.
USS Salem, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey NC, next commercials, can you feature the Lionel Coin Bank? It features demonic chanting kids, and next year is the Lionel Toy Train Company's 125th anniversary. Lionel Coin Bank?
Well, there it is. All right, I will look that up.
Chris G, thank you for the $5 super chat for both of you. What's your favorite Muppet series, special, or movie released both before and after Jim Henson died in 1990?
Great Muppet Caper is probably my favorite. And
Great
after,
choice.
yeah, but actually, I do really like the special they did right after he passed. I thought that was really, really well done. Yeah, there you go.
Drama Opsity, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey Doug, what are your thoughts on the character June from The Ghost and Molly McGee? She was the sister to the love interest, and I kind of like that they wrote her as autistic and in a proud way.
Yeah. Most of the family, I love the setup with them being ghost hunters. I thought that was very funny. Uh, like they were fine, I guess. I kind of want a little bit more character to them. Not to say there wasn't any, but I don't know. I guess I was really excited to see what they were going to do with him. And they're kind of just, the neighbors, kind of thing. They all have a thing, but that was kind of it. I did want a little bit more, but they weren't bad. I just would have wanted a little bit more out of them.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which character do you like more, Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life or Eek the Cat?
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, because they're practically the same character. Maybe Eek the cat. He is just so enthusiastic about helping. Like you can tell it just makes his day when he can help somebody, even though he gets really hurt by it. Where I feel like Rocco's a nice guy, but he kind of just wants to be left alone, kind of thing. So I really like just how optimistic Eek is.
AOTV, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, will you review Fred the movie? It has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I try to stay away from YouTuber related stuff. I feel like there's enough backstabbing in the YouTube world. It's so rare that you hear, what's great about YouTubers? They all help each other out. They all have nice things to say about each other. It's like there's an abundance of, drama channels and people saying bad stuff about others. So I try to stay away from that. If it's something I really, really like, and I know I really like, and I can talk in great detail about, like, I don't know, Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel or something like that, I'll do that. But yeah, a lot of times I usually try to keep my distance from it. I don't think, aside from like little clips, I don't think I've ever seen anything Fred related. I know what it is. I know it's a kid that they speed up, has the high pitched voice, but outside of that, I don't really know much about the character or anything.
Bo, thank you for the 200 SEK through Super Chat. In light of these new movies, don't you think The Lost World is a tiny bit underrated?
Like Jurassic Park, Lost World.
I don't know. They just said The Lost World.
Maybe they're just talking about the original The Lost World. If it's Jurassic Park, not really. If it's the original Lost World, maybe. I haven't seen it since I was a little kid.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I really wish Disney animated movies would be released the same time as theaters on Disney Plus for extra money like they did before. As much as I love the movie theaters, I just can't sit still for 2 hours in a seat for too long.
I guess that's fair. It is funny seeing how many people, when theaters open back up, how many people are like, "Yay, we can go back," and other people are just like, "Damn it!" Like they really like staying home. So, yeah, you got a lot of people who agree with you, I guess.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, might I suggest a Twitch soundbite of Doug as Gus saying, "Why would you do that?" for cheers, subscriptions, donations, etc.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Look
yeah.
into it.
I'll look into it. Yeah, you just said that. Sorry. Let me just repeat everything you said, but like I said it. Blacktron, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you watched Castlevania on Netflix?
Oh yeah. I really like the original show. The spin-off was it Nocturnal, I think is what it's called. I love even more because I feel like there's no filler in it, or at the very least, every character and every subplot is interesting. Where in the original show, I really liked it, but there definitely are moments where I'm just like, all right, do we? It's kind of like Game of Thrones. Do we need this story? Do we need this character? But in the spin-off series, I mean, every single character and every single story was just really fascinating and really intriguing. It just sucked me in, with the exception of the main villain. That's the only one I kind of thought could have been worked out a little bit more. But again, there's more series coming out, so maybe they'll do better after that.
Shouting Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. A little bit of a fun fact, but the director of Wicked is the same person who directed Gem and the Holograms, which of course you and Rob hated. How do you feel knowing that he has evolved from Gem to an adaptation of a beloved Broadway show?
Well, he's done other stuff. What was it? I think he did Crazy Rich Asians. There's like one other movie he did that was really good. And I'm blanking on what it was. But no, that's always the thing where, I mean, first of all, sure, people can make something bad. They can make something good. But also on top of that, sometimes it's not always the director's fault. There are times where it could be an issue of producers and people, getting in the way where they shouldn't. Schedule of Retaliation. That's not it. That's not the other good movie.
Oh, Alex Lowe's Musicals is saying In the Heights?
In the Heights. That's the one that came up there. Yeah, I really liked In the Heights. And that showed he could do a musical very, very well. So, no, I think it's cool when that stuff happens. The guy who did, like the Godzilla versus Kong movies, he did the live action Death Note. Which is already doomed. I mean, you can't really do a movie on that, as, again, sum up a whole series. So yeah, no, I think it's cool when a director gets a chance to really, really do something that shows their true talent.
Crass, thank you for the $5 super chat. What I've learned from this commercial special is that live action cartooniness, no matter how creepy it gets, sells everything.
Yeah, I I like animation. I like slapstick. So yeah, obviously it's gonna make its way a lot in my work.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. With Cobra Kai ending, will we get an NC of the original Karate Kid trilogy?
I'll probably do a video summing up all the movies and maybe even the show. Because there's only three, well, okay, four technically, movies. But yeah, maybe when the movie comes out, I'll do that. I'll do like a video summing them all up.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite moment between Jackie and Roseanne?
Oh man. Uh Brother, that's rough. There's hmm, it's a tough subject matter, but there's an episode where they go back to their old home and they're reliving like, kind of fun memories and stuff like that. And then they without going into detail, they find a belt. I'll just leave it there, and they kind of remember bad memories from that involving like their father and everything. And again, it's a very difficult subject matter they talked about, and because both those actresses were just so good, and the writing was so good, it didn't feel inappropriate. It really felt like these two went through this. They were still coping with it, and I thought again, these two. It reminds me of Will Smith and I'm forgetting his name, Uncle Carl, but when they had that big moment on Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like they had to be on the same page, and they really were. I thought both of them really did a great job there.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Don't forget about Kenobi versus Vader in the Kenobi series.
Nah, you can forget about it. I wasn't a fan. I shouldn't say that. I like that show, but I liked it because I thought it was really bad. So yeah, to me that was just the Ahsoka Vader fight again. It was almost the exact same thing.
Sean49 Doctor, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, as a fellow Doctor Who fan, I've been meaning to get your thoughts on the DVD and Blu-ray releases of lost episodes from the 60s, redone with animation and the original audio track. I've got all the ones released so far, including the Celestial Toymaker, Galaxy 4, Power of the Daleks, and the Macra Terror. Have you seen any of them, and what are your thoughts? I haven't seen any of them, but man, what a great way to release those lost episodes. If you at least have the audio track to add the animation, it's a clever idea. I actually have never sat down and watched any old Who, which I know is terrible. I've only done the new Who stuff. I should eventually get to old Who, but there's just so many things to watch.
I feel like that's one of those. I mean, I don't watch Doctor Who, but I know a lot of people that do, and I feel like that's one of those dirty secrets where they're always like, "I love Doctor Who. What do you think of the old episodes?" Oh, good, looking around, clearly not having seen them, kind of thing. I feel like because there's so many, I feel like it's a pretty common thing.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Tangled movie and TV series, what do you think of Rapunzel? She's my favorite Disney princess.
Um, I see that. She's fine. She doesn't jump out to me as you know, anything. My favorite scene is I think just when she leaves for the first time and she keeps going back and forth. Like that's the kind of stuff I like the most with her. Because anyone that's entering this new world, who does have, the villain has this incredible, hold on her, would react that way. And I think on top of that shows how villainous the villain is. That she can't even leave without just having a mental breakdown. So it's both really telling and really funny at the same time, and then helps it show how great another character is. So that's the kind of stuff I like the most with her.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, Doug and Heather. I plan on seeing Wicked tomorrow. I'm so pumped. Plus, it's getting rave reviews. Also, could we get a possible untitled review show for it?
I think originally I was going to do an Untitled review show. I think it has to be a vlog review, though, because the crowd fatigue did knock me out today. So I'm going to be catching up on stuff. But I got my ticket for tomorrow. And yeah, I do definitely want to see it. But I think it's going to be a vlog review. I'm sorry.
Stead, thank you for the $5 super chat. Speaking of DreamWorks, Puss in Boots 2 or The Wild Robot?
Oh, Puss in Boots 2. Definitely for me. I like The Wild Robot. But it's I got some issues with the ending. Again, it's not bad. It's just one of those things where I'm like, man, this would have been a perfect 4 out of 4 movie if they just kind of got rid of that. I just didn't need it. It felt a little tagged on. But I think I'm the only one who thinks that. I think everyone else sees it as a 4 out of 4 movie.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. With Max now being part of Disney Plus, do you think Disney should buy DC?
So is it now? I've been hearing like different things about it. I
You
thought there's
can
only
bundle
like
it together.
you can bundle it together, but is it?
I don't think it's folded into it like Hulu is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But I don't know. Disney has enough.
Right.
Just let other people, man. There's only gonna be two companies in the world in like 20 years.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, have you seen Vox Machina season 3? No. I started it with Lucas, with my husband. We're watching it together. We started it, got one episode in, and then I got distracted by other things. So, I'll get to it. I think it's the next thing on our list now that we've finished the new episodes of Arcane, but the rest of Arcane comes out on Saturday. I don't know.
So they're releasing three at a time. Is that what they're doing on
Yes.
Netflix? That's so weird. I mean, I guess it's kind of clever. Keeps people
It's
coming back and everything.
I think it's better than waiting months like we've had to do for Cobra Kai, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. But that's what's so weird. That's why I was like, oh, only three. It's like next episodes are Saturday. I'm like, then why even do it?
Juan, thank you for the 50 MX through Super Chat. Hello from Mexico, Nostalgia Crew. I remember you, Doug, being a big Avatar The Last Airbender fan. Any expectations in the new Avatar Earth next year?
uh, I think that's a live action show they're talking about, right? Because the next one is Earth. Um, I didn't get into the show that much. I certainly didn't hate it, but I just didn't see the point. One or two of the actors I enjoyed, but everything else, I'm just thinking back to how much better was done in the animated one. I don't know. I get the feeling I'm just gonna say the same thing about the How to Train Your Dragon, where I'm just not seeing the point of it. But I could be wrong. Maybe they'll really change something around. I'll be like, ooh, like that's better. I like that.
Treg Ryder, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. So I have to ask, which darkly funny cartoon do you like more and why? Rick and Morty or BoJack Horseman?
BoJack.
BoJack, 100%.
Yeah, BoJack when it has to go serious, it really, really goes serious, and
It
in a way
punches
that
you in the gut.
yeah, and it does not feel out of place, which is very bizarre for that setup for everything in that show. Um, and it I don't know, it the people who wrote it must have gone through something similar to what these characters have gone through because it just feels so genuine and so honest and so painful and so real. But then on top of that, it is just so funny. And I really do. I think that that's the big thing. I really feel for the characters' struggles in that show. Where I love Rick and Morty, I don't really get too much into the struggles. I think that's the idea. It's supposed to kind of be nihilistic a little bit. But yeah, that's I don't know. There's people I can look at in BoJack and be like, I kind of know some of these people.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever watch movies in VR? It looked interesting with Apple VR. Saw someone watching A New Hope on it.
Yeah, I used to I was really into VR maybe about 4 years ago, something like that. I was really obsessed with it. And something I would do, I would yeah, take a movie scene and I would have the VR goggles on. I would just really blow up the screen just to like the exact height I wanted, the exact size I wanted, so I can really feel like I'm kind of in the movie and watch a scene over and over and over. So that's really cool. You can have like the big screen experience, but you can just watch your favorite scene over and over. Just fast forward to your favorite scene. So it's really cool. If you haven't tried it, it's pretty cool. I don't know about watching a whole movie. That might get a little sweaty and claustrophobic, but yeah, it's a cool thing to do.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 500 bits. In my opinion, I think Dash might be more like his mother Helen in Incredibles. I think that's why she was so hard on him. She sees herself in him.
Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess both of them, both him and Violet, you can see kind of equal parts of both of them. You can see that spontaneous, excitement and optimism, but you can also see that insecurity and that pessimism at times as well in both of them. So I don't know. I feel like they're a pretty good combo of the two.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you agree that Disney Plus has tainted the Disney brand? It feels like Disney doesn't stand for family entertainment anymore because it's weird to see family favorites like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin on the same platform as the Alien films and Poor Things.
Oh, see, as soon as you get like the pirate movies in there, particularly like Pirates 3, I think kind of out the window. Pirates 3 literally opens with a little kid getting hanged and stuff, and tentacles going through a guy's throat and out his nose. I mean, it's practically a rated R movie. But if it's on a streaming service with Alien and that, what does it for you? Like, okay. But no, I think Disney even said he'd never wanted to do like PG movies and stuff like that, and now like PG means practically G. So I mean, things change. I get it. I do like it more when they do focus more on it being smart and family friendly, because I think people associate family friendly with being pretty dumb and too simple. So I like it more when they do that, but I'm not die hard against, like Deadpool 3, like wouldn't be the same if you couldn't use the swear words and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not die hard against it, but I do still think their best stuff is with the family friendly stuff. And I do like at its core that is still the focus.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I rewatched your Signs video again, and your rant over the pantry door scene still gets me.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Giotto, thank you for the €5 super chat. So, Doug, would you do a full review of the 1980 Popeye, and would you do dubbed foreign films like Asterix or something? I'm French, by the way.
Oh, cool. Foreign films, I don't know. It'd have to be something that, because again, we try to stay in the algorithm like anyone does. Popeye weirdly might do well. I kind of feel like people might like that one. I forget if I wrote that down. Let me write that down. But yeah, it'd have to be a foreign film that either is dubbed or enough people know about it that they're like, they would tune in, which I mean, to stay relevant in the algorithm, I don't know what film that would be. I don't know.
Juan, thank you for the 150 MX through Super Chat. Maybe they didn't realize that wow, words, hi, restart. I think they didn't realize that they didn't have to re-give a Super Chat if they thought it was missed, because it's the same thing about you're a big Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Any expectations for Earth?
Well, see previous.
Dewalhu, thank you for that Prime subscription over on Twitch. Welcome, appreciate that. Dr. Gold Drybones, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you be interested in reviewing Wario? I don't know why I can never say that. Commercials and play Piglet's Big Game. People say it's creepy.
We're looking into the Piglet's Big Game thing because I've been hearing that exploding recently. I see people recommend the Wario commercials. I don't know what I'm supposed to say about them. They're just commercials. It's like, it's me, Wario. You will play Wario World, ha ha ha, or was it Mario Land 2, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not seeing where the jokes are with that. People send me different ones all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know where to go with it. I'm sorry.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. The scene I laugh at in scary movies is when Doofy smells smoke, but then he goes to the other guy, smells his, and other guys go, what is that? But I can't say the word because it's bad language.
Most of the Doofy stuff I didn't like. It's the weirdest thing because you can tell like just the makers of that movie hated Dewey. I can see making fun of him or not being a fan of him, but like the diehard hate is like, it's Dewey. Who cares? That's such a weird character to get really angry at and want to rip apart.
That was my computer, not yours, chat. Sorry about that. Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yesterday was my 23rd birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday. AOTV Productions, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, it's rumored that Tom Cruise is working on Days of Thunder 2. Does it interest you? Thoughts on the first?
I mean, it sounds like he'd be doing it just to, stunt drive. Which, I mean, maybe it'd be interesting. I don't remember much about the first one. I think I remember it being all right, but I don't have any, like, strong memories of it. I remember just seeing it and be like, all right, that was a perfectly fine movie for what it was, I guess.
Adriana, thank you for that $10 super chat. Hi, Doug. This coming Friday, November 22nd, is going to be my 28th birthday. Can I get a birthday shout out?
Birthday shout out to you! So many November birthdays. I always have a theory. 9 months before February, Valentine's Day. Think about it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the Roseanne episode where they go to Disney World?
I hate that episode. It's awful. Every show went to Disney World when Disney took over ABC, and they're saying, don't worry, this won't change the programming. Now everyone's going to Disney World. It was so forced, so out of character. I hated every minute of it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you watch cable TV or do you just watch streaming services?
It's just streaming now. Yeah. We haven't had cable for I think like maybe 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Adam, thank
Oh
you.
man, maybe more than that the more I think about it. I think
Yeah.
since we moved here, so that's like 10, 12 years.
Yeah, I don't think I've had cable since like 2016. Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV? If yes, what do you think of it and what shocked you the most?
Well, what shocked me the most, again, I don't think I can say on YouTube, but I have seen it. It's very sad, and it is one of those things where I haven't heard specifics, but I have heard like again, I do know people that work out there and everything, and I have heard stories. So that sadly is a pretty common thing. It's terrible to hear. For the most part, I thought it was done very well. Once in a while, they'll focus on something that I'm just like that. That's not anything. Like, I remember one person like snuck up on one of the kids with the camera, went boo, and she went oh like that. It's like seeing the slow mo how she's breathing, like she just saw the face of the devil scare her. I'm like, all right, stick to the evidence, stick to the confessions. Come on, that's ridiculous. But they mainly do, and the stories are just as difficult and heartbreaking as you would imagine they are. If you're squeamish about that stuff, I mean, and you haven't seen it, you're right not to see it.
CCella, thank you for that $5 super chat. Happy belated birthday, Doug. It's my birthday tomorrow. Happy
I told you,
birthday.
man. Valentine's Day, 9 months before, I'm telling you.
What's your favorite musical right now?
It's funny. I'm always asked that, and I always forget what it is. I always forget. Maybe Prince of Egypt. One of these is I have to sit down and just look them over because I'm just like, no, there's like I know there's one I really love. I do like Fiddler on the Roof a lot.
Love Fiddler.
But yeah, I'm like, I know I'm missing like that obvious one. I don't know. And maybe I'll look it up while I'm answering the next question here.
Random Uber, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Hollywood using dead celebrities in AI for future projects?
I don't like it. It never looks right. It feels disrespectful. I'm not saying there's never a time to do it. I'm sure there might be at some point, but man, I don't know what that point is. You know what I mean? I feel like there's many more times where they should not have done it than times where they should have.
Yeah, I mean, if the whatchamacallit for the celebrity, why can't I think of the word? If the estate, that's the word. If the estate allows them to, I guess go ahead. No, never mind. I was going to say, I guess go ahead and do it. Just don't do it.
It just feels
terrible.
weird.
It feels weird.
And you're always aware of it. You don't really watch it like, wow, that person's really there. It's like, no, it's just always so distracting. So I don't know. And that takes away from good, clever writing. I like it when people find a clever way around an actor not being there. So I don't know. And you could allow like a new actor, a new character to come in and do something really cool. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it, personally.
Matt Norton, thank you for the $5 super chat. As of right now, do you have any actual plans to end the NC series?
Like at some point, probably. I always say that, but then I'm always like, well, we'll see where we're at. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see Svengoolie still doing what he does and everybody loves him and stuff, I'm always kind of like, all right, so if I gotta keep going, that's really not the worst thing. I don't know because this is all new territory for YouTubers. There aren't really any retirement homes for YouTubers. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't know if this is the norm or not. I'll tell you, if I had to, I really wouldn't mind. I mean, the fact I get this job at all is phenomenal to me. That I get to do this for a living. So if I was told, to keep doing this for a living, keep doing the NC, I'd really be fine with it.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hellraiser 2022 is not your dad's horror film. Everything from the lore, the gore, and Cenobites, we're cranked up to 12. The blinking kaleidoscope ending terrified and entranced me into a very high madness.
Okay, I mean, 2's pretty gory. 2 is impressively gory. But I know I'll try to check it out at some point.
Red Kaiju, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hey Doug, if you ever do a Venture Bros video as the Nostalgia Critic, please have the critic cosplay as Rusty Venture.
Yeah, I mean, I think while I was watching the last, the last movie they did or whatever, I was kind of looking in the mirror. I was just like, I could probably play it. If they ever did a live action one, I could maybe play this character. Actually, I feel like I kind of look like him.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which Oscar winning performance do you enjoy more? Cuba Gooding Jr. in Jerry Maguire or Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting?
Oh, Good Will Hunting, big time. He did a really good job in that. Cuba Gooding's fine in that movie, but yeah, I don't know. Good Will Hunting. I mean, like people remember that line from Cuba Gooding, but everyone remembers the performance from Good Will Hunting. Yeah, I really like him in that movie. I like the movie in general.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Muppets from Space?
I've never seen it, and it's really hard to find. We were talking about maybe the next theme after this year's Disney December is doing, like maybe including the Muppets in there. But one of the things is like, well, I'd have to find Muppets in space. And it's really, really difficult. So, yeah, I still haven't seen. I heard it's not good, but a lot of people ask me to do it. So at some point, I'll get around to it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite scene in Terminator 2 or Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines?
Man, Terminator 2. I know it's gonna sound weird, but I mean, just the stunt of that helicopter going over that bridge, just knowing they really did that and how close it was and everything. I just watched that scene over and over, like, man, I can't believe like they really did that stunt. Well, for all I know, maybe it's a very easy stunt to do, but that was very, very cool to see.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you ever watch the Family Guy spin-off show from a few years ago called The Cleveland Show? It was canceled after 4 seasons. Most of my friends really liked it, but I couldn't get into it myself, and this is part 1 of 2.
4 seasons? I heard it only got 1 season. Holy smoke! I legit didn't know that. Maybe I watched an episode. Yeah, I think like a lot of people, I didn't really see the point of it.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which is worse, going through all the saw traps or being tied in a chair and being forced to watch the 3 animated Titanic movies and Velma on repeat?
Well, I'll tell you, the saw traps. What are you, crazy? Yeah, I know you're expecting a joke, but no, just you seen those movies? What are you, nuts? I'll watch some dumb movies.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite Rocco's Modern Life episode?
Man, I haven't seen him since I was literally a kid. I think the one where he was looking for another job, because I remember that joke where he gets a call. I think it's like, I don't know what you call it, a call boy. I don't know what you call it. It's just read it, oh baby, so hot, oh baby, and then like the one of the lizards or whatever. It's on the other end. That was really funny. But just the episode in general, I remember just going from job to job. Oh, it was pretty humorous.
Maddie Smo, thank you for the $5 super chat. You said you were running out of Stephen King movies. You talked about 1408, but would you consider doing a full review? I love this movie.
I love it too. I don't know. I don't think I can say a ton about it. That, like I say, I think in the top 11 movies, I kind of said my piece in there. I think I got it all out. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is a very good movie. It's definitely it's very underrated. People should check it out.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. I would say Family Guy is the superior show, but if I'm being honest, I haven't watched it in ages. The last episode I watched, they changed the name of the school James Woods High to Adam West High in honor of Adam West after his death.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that. That's really cool. And I haven't seen it in a long time either. That and I'll say I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of newer Simpsons because some people said it was getting better, and some of the bigger episodes like the Death Note episode, which is really cool.
Yeah.
When they do something different, I do pay attention, and it is appreciated. I think that's kind of when I get the most into them, is when they do something that's really different, but like really took some time and effort, really took some thinking.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the Home Improvement episode where Jill deals with the death of her father?
I liked it. I'm trying to remember. I remember there was like a spontaneous, it kind of happened out of nowhere, but I can't remember if the character was in the episode. I don't think he was, but like I think they did something where they had a fight or something like that, and then he dies. I think that's always the thing when it happens, and you don't see it coming. That's always kind of like a big surprise, where especially because a lot of sitcoms like to drag it out. So and so has this disease. You go see him in the hospital. You have the sappy goodbye and everything. It really is much more potent when it just happens out of nowhere.
And a nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Maybe they just didn't hear us answer it before, because it's the same question about what are your thoughts on indie animation on YouTube?
See previous.
Yes. We like it. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I didn't like the original Roseanne ending either. That's why I was looking forward to the reboot.
Yeah, me too. It was I was liking it, but life or something like it happened.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Roseanne, what do you think of Ned Beatty as Dan's father?
Oh, really? Again, really showed because I think people connect him a lot to comedy that he could do drama really well, and for him to do drama in a comedy was pretty great. It's like people either connect him to comedy or Deliverance, which is very much not a funny scene. So it's funny in between those people forget like he can legit like really act very well in drama, and I'm glad he could show that in that show.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on the Laurel and Hardy version of Babes in Toyland? I watch it every Thanksgiving after the parade.
Uh, I don't think I've seen it. It's fine. I've seen a few things Laurel and Hardy. I haven't seen a ton. I remember liking what I saw, but I'm definitely not an expert on them. Maybe I should watch more because I know they're like a classic comedy duo.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. My favorite episode of Roseanne was David versus Goliath. It was harsh seeing Dan fight with David over his relationship with his daughter. The one thing I hated about the reboot is that they divorced.
Me too. And you know why they did it? Because he had another show. I really agree. Yeah, but what could you do? I guess same thing with the Connors. It's just like, what could you do? You gotta think of something. I'm glad he made an appearance, but yeah, I agree. They were clearly supposed to still be together. I don't know. That's the one where I'm kind of like, if you just said he died, I'd be okay with that because I really don't like the idea of them getting divorced.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. The prophecy of old has come to pass. The chosen one to speak on the in-between times has returned.
Hi, if that's me. I don't think that's me, but I'll still say hi.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which musical do you think should get the Wicked treatment? I'd love to see Phantom of the Opera get a modern take with the right hand. It would be cool.
I like to see it done on a streaming service, like Max or something. Do like a mini series on it. I think that'd be cool. I don't know about a two-part movie. Honestly, I love Phantom. I don't know if the story's there for like a two-part movie, but like for a mini series and really take time on the production and the shadow work and everything, I think you could have fun with that.
I think you could do some really cool stuff with Hades Town. Hades Town could be really cool. Talons of Water, thank you for the $5 super chat. Given its current meme status and the fact that Disneycember's coming soon, smacked the microphone. Would you ever play or review Piglet's Big Game for PS2 and GameCube?
I love to. We just gotta see if we can find a way to actually play it, because that's a big issue right now.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Improv time. You are in a rom-com and your girlfriend didn't hear all of your conversation. How do you stop the misunderstanding cliche from occurring?
I say, hey, this happened. And that's it.
You communicate clearly?
Yeah, I wouldn't do the whole thing. No, you don't understand. No, you misheard what I was saying. I just say, this happened. Just jump right to it.
Kale's Tales, thank you for the $5 super chat. To the SU Spinel fans, I recommend you Saya Scribbles, Crystal Gems Spinel comics on Tumblr. Age appropriate, remind me of a Mickey Brewster storyboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't even thought of that character in a long time. Maybe I'll check it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Roseanne, what do you think of Jackie and Roseanne's mother, Bev?
She's great. I mean, she's an awful character, but she's supposed to be. Yeah, it's and again, I love these characters when they're so well developed that you can see them. You only see them older, but then you hear about them when they're younger and how terrible they are. But then you see them as like old fuddy-duddies. And I really like that because that makes sense. It's not like, oh, they were just younger fuddy-duddies, before. It's like, no, they were legit different people, but as they got older, their mind got a little lighter or whatever, or maybe they calmed down and they don't remember the bad stuff. Oh, that was nothing, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, no, all of that was really well handled.
Juan, thank you for the 150 MX through Super Chat. Hello again. I was talking about the new Avatar Earth animation next year from Avatar Studios after The Legend of Korra.
Oh, so this is.
Oh.
I thought it was just book two of the live action series you're talking about. Okay, I didn't know that was the name of
I
the.
didn't
Is
either.
that is that a show or a movie?
It's a movie. It's going to be a
It's
movie.
okay. I mean, I hope it's good. I always feel bad because I always get a little worried, because like when the creator is going to be like typecast into something, like they're always going to kind of be called back to this world. And there's always this fear of like, well, is this gonna, should they have left good enough alone, kind of thing. But Cora wasn't even, but it was good. I think it was pretty good. I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. Yeah, and I love to see what they have in mind. I mean, I'll say this, whether or not it's the great continuation we want or it ruins everything, I just like seeing what they have in mind. I'm one of those people where I'm just like, even if it's not good or it's okay or whatever, I like seeing it play out. So I am curious.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Was Rachel constantly attempting to hurt you in Master of Disguise review? Your take on Carrie Fisher and Blues Brothers.
Uh, for a second, I thought that was two questions. Was Rachel constantly trying to hurt you? Your take on Carrie Fisher and Blues Brothers, like, what's your take, kind of thing? No, not intentionally, but you're right. I guess they are kind of similar.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Charles Grodin as the guard in the Disney World Muppet special?
Um, I don't remember. I think I remember the special. I remember it ending with them like meeting Mickey Mouse, which is really weird because he's like hand drawn,
Oh,
which is really bizarre. But yeah, I don't remember him as the guy. I don't remember anything else about that special, sadly.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. If Spider Man 4 with Tobey Maguire was to happen, how would you tell the story since the multiverse exists?
Like, you mean like happen now or happen like right after three? Do you? I mean, if they say the multiverse exists.
Right, so I'm assuming now.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to have him and MJ together. You'd have to have Bruce Campbell as Mysterio, I guess. Go through with that joke. Everything else, yeah, I don't know. They kind of did it in the other Spider-Man movie, so I'm not really sure.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you rather attend a musical with Patrick Bateman or go to an art exhibit with Hannibal Lecter?
The art exhibit. That one scene in Hannibal where he's just discussing the artist's work. Was actually kind of interesting. So I'm like, all right, well, if he's gonna eat me, at least I know I'll be seeing some great art. Hell, I might even become great art.
Joe, thank you for the £5 super chat. Awesome to see you live. Big fan. Watched your content for many years.
Oh, thank you so much.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you see the recent behind the scenes video of Jim Carrey getting his real hair cut for Sonic 3? Now I realize why his hair was so long on his birthday earlier this year.
No, but he's gone back and forth with his hair for different roles and stuff like that. But yeah, good to know he's still dedicated. Don't be too dedicated though. Don't be like method acting with a call me Robotnik off stage. Yeah, just act.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. For both of you, if you were to be isekai'd and reside in an animated TV show, Western series, not anime, what would it be? I feel like Doug would be great in the world of Daria.
Isekai means like you're like sent to like a different world.
Yes,
Is that
correct.
like on TV?
Yes.
Gotham City would be cool in the animated series. Daria, I mean, I lived Daria. I mean, that was my high school.
Right.
So it's like I remember it well enough. Yeah, no, some sort of other actually maybe Avatar. That'd be a cool
I would like
world
to
to
live in
visit.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That would be mine. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Ned Beatty's performance in Network? When I first saw it, I was pretty amazed to see the Otisburg guy in such a volcanic role.
Yeah, again, people always think, I think especially because of Superman, he only did comedy, and no, he is a very good dramatic actor. Now let me make sure because I confuse Network with a different movie. I want to make sure it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is the mad as hell, not gonna take it anymore one, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love that one. That's a really, really great movie. I think the way they come to the conclusion in the last act, not even the last act, maybe the last 10 minutes, was just so natural, and all of them agreed to it just so matter of factly that it was so funny and so terrifying because it's like this isn't the first time they've done this.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Force him to watch Batman and Robin. It's still the form of torture today.
Uh, yeah, but I will say this: if you watch about 8 minutes at a time, it's kind of fun. It is pretty funny, just for how bonkers it is and how nice the sets look and everything. But anything beyond that, yeah, it gets old really fast.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. I hope you guys have a great night and Thanksgiving. I will have all next week off from work.
Nice,
Awesome.
enjoy your time off.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you know in T2 they got a Vietnam War veteran to fly that helicopter?
Whoa,
That's
that
crazy.
is cool. That's really cool.
Great detail. Maddie, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you ever want to review a both crazy 70s movie, check out The Point from 1971. Warning, there is one scene that will haunt your nightmares.
I saw it years ago. I thought I would love it more than I did. It's kind of pardon the pun, emphasizing one point the whole time, and it kind of gets old. But I have a soft spot for it, just for what it is and how simple it is. I gotta watch it again because, like, I remember some of the animation gets really freaky, but I'm not entirely sure what the nightmare moment is. I think I gotta watch it again.
Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which show deserves a Brady Bunch movie style film more? Full House, Saved by the Bell, Glee, or any of the Disney Channel sitcoms?
Um, hmm. I think Captain Planet. That's the one I'd like to see. If they ever did like a live action Captain Planet, just do it like in that style, the Brady Bunch style, where maybe they get like a new Planeteer, and he's just like, these kids are really obnoxious, man. They are driving me nuts. I think you could have fun with that.
Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. My favorite movie of all time is Big Fish. Any chance for a review someday?
Maybe that's another one where I don't know if that would do well. Every time I watch that movie, I always get like 20 minutes in. I'm like, oh man, this movie's so good. Why do I only think this movie is okay? Why do I do? And then the movie keeps going. I go, oh yeah. But when it's good, it is so good. And it is definitely worth checking out.
Joey Yaman, thank you for the $2 super chat. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Dr. Kelso from Scrubs?
Kelso, the old guy. Let me see, Dr. Kelso.
I believe so.
Yes. He's fine. I always kind of saw him as an older version of Dr. Cox, though. That was the only thing. Like, he's played well and everything, but I don't know. Like, I know you need the old curmudgeon, but you could have made him a little different from Dr. Cox. A little more different. They are different, but you could have made him even more different.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What teams would you guys be on? Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang, or Cobra Kai? I would be on Miyagi-Do for sure. Defense and balance.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like in real life I'd be on Miyagi-Do, but like, just what fictional me, nostalgia critic me, anything else me would be on Cobra Kai.
Marie Yeager, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just wanted to say I'm on a nostalgia binge, currently watching the Scooby-Doo Zombie Island review, and then saw you were live. Been watching since 2014.
Oh, thank you so much, and thanks for joining us.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. If you could meet John Cena or any WWE wrestler, what would you ask them?
I don't know. I mean, they clearly live interesting lives. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the things where it's like, if I could have down and just chat with them. I mean, it doesn't even have to be about wrestling, just chatting about whatever. Like, I think that'd be pretty interesting. And most wrestlers are pretty interesting, fun people. So I don't know. I don't think I even need a subject. Just the same thing I would talk about with anyone. You know what I mean?
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Scrubs, what do you think of Janitor?
Oh, he's fun. Yeah, he's as someone who was a janitor, I like the snark he gives out.
Okay, and we have some time for some
All
regular
right,
chat
nice.
questions. Let's go. John Day over on YouTube asks, favorite Twilight Zone series besides the original?
I haven't seen many of the other ones. I guess I saw the movie, but outside of that, I haven't seen like any of the reboots. So yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I'll say the movie because it's all I've seen.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Which scene in ET is the best and which is the worst?
Uh, I, I mean I mean again because I'm a sick bastard. I think the best is when it looks like he's dying because it's like, whoa, this movie's doing that. Holy smokes! I like when a movie that everyone associated with being light and fluffy will really go dark. Again, it's one of the reasons I like Wow Robot. They did really go dark in many areas. And worst moment, taking away the walkie talkies. No, taking away the guns, replacing with walkie talkies. That was pretty stupid.
Aquatic Panther over on YouTube asks thoughts on Bob Clampett.
That's the Looney Tunes animator, right?
I believe
Let me
so.
just double check on Bob Clampett. Yes, oh, I love Bob Clampett. Yeah, if you really, I mean, we always go back to like, I don't know, John Kay or SpongeBob, all these people about, where that style, the really crazy exaggerated style, come from that's so popular in animation now. And honestly, you can go back even further to Bob Clampett. He really is the one where if you watch his Looney Tunes, they are very similar to Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob and World of Gumball and all that. It's a great one to just like pause randomly because there's something like 5 expressions within like a second, kind of thing sometimes. Yeah, no, he's really cool.
Maddie Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Been a fan since 2008. First video was Cartoon All Stars. Even found AVGN because of you. Good night, all.
Oh, cool. Oh, all right. I like when it works the other way around. Yeah, no, that's one of the earliest videos I did. So you really do go back. Thank you so much.
Joey Yaman, thank you for the $2 super chat. Favorite commercial ever, not from Canada.
Um, I really do think it's that Michael Bay Got Milk commercial. That really is a brilliant commercial. That is what launched that whole Got Milk campaign. Everyone was talking about that commercial. Everybody was laughing at it. And there was a ton of great commercials that came after that too. But man, that was just a brilliant commercial. It was phenomenal. It's like the singing frog of commercials.
Frankfurt the Orange over on YouTube says, so interesting question. Any chance for a review on The Crow original starring the actor who died during the movie's filming and then son of Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee?
So I'm doing a Disney December on it because Miramax is the next theme we're doing. So you will see it there.
Ramirez over on Twitch says, happy belated birthday. Here's my gift. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, buddy. Punch. There was a swear that I didn't want to say on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
That's for showing the Eagle Man commercials. They scared me as a kid. Was there any commercial that scared you as a kid?
Man, I'm trying to think. Maybe one of those like drug PSAs, but I don't know. I usually liked the scary commercials. There must have been something. I don't know. I'm blanking. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't think of any.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. With VR becoming popular, do you think we will get a world like Ready Player One where everyone is using VR to escape the real world?
I don't know. When I first discovered VR, I really thought so. I can see something similar. Maybe not exactly that, but maybe something that because the goggles are still pretty big. I could see something similar to a holodeck. I can see, like, especially with the way AI art is going right now, I can see if you transfer that to something like a holodeck or like with holograms and stuff, like I can see something like that coming about because I think people do like the moving. They like the being mobile in some way. So I think that's what would have to be connected with it. But I don't know when that would happen. Or maybe it is something that could just somehow it could go into your brain and mess stuff around. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think the holodeck thing seems more practical. Weirdly now.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Recommendation for a review, Lego The Adventures of Clutch Powers. It was the Lego movie before the Lego movie.
Oh, okay. I never even heard of that one. Try to check it out.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite Next Generation episode?
Man, that's rough. I really like the one. Oh, I forget about that. I always wanted to do like a list of like favorite Star Trek moments. I really like the one where Picard apparently dies and his artificial heart gives out. one of the final lines of that episode really, really sticks with me. Where he sees what happened if he didn't fight back, if he did save his heart and everything, if he didn't have the same life, and he says something along the lines of, I'd much rather die the man I was than live a life of no passion, pretty much. And as a young kid watching that, that really stuck with me.
There were a couple people over on YouTube asking if you would review Under the Red Hood.
I gotta watch it again. I remember liking it fine, but apparently everyone says it's like the best Batman thing ever. So I think I gotta watch it again because I only saw it once when it came out, and then I didn't watch it again. So I don't know. Maybe I was drawing or doing something else while it was on. So yeah, I think I gotta check it out again.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Clue for next week's review.
It is another movie.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Blablook Block over on Twitch asks, "What are your thoughts on the first Dirty Harry?"
Well, now is that one called Dirty Harry? Because we figured this out with the Do You Feel Lucky Punk? Which one did that come from? We did a quiz a long time ago, and I got it wrong. But the original, the first thing to ever have the character Dirty Harry, and I remember liking it. They're movies that kind of blend together to me. I kind of forget what happens in each one, but all of them I remember enjoying.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite device that you use every day?
Uh, a fork to eat food? I don't know. That's a strange question. I don't know how to answer that.
Like your cell phone or your computer, those would be like devices. But I mean, I guess
no,
fork, sure.
A fork is very handy. I'd have to use my hands then. I guess I could use chopsticks, but I'm not that great at it. Much rather stab my food. I feel more like a carnivore.
Okay,
I feel like I worked for it.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? That's a great note to end on. Doug's love of forks. All right, everyone. Fork, yeah, that's right, King Croker. Thank you all so much, as usual, for joining us here today. We super appreciate you being here. We do have content mostly 5 days a week over on Twitch. I say mostly because we, once again, will not have a stream for Doug this Friday night. He's got a convention to go to, so there is
following Friday.
Correct.
The following Friday we'll have it then. But the reason, like I said, we're not gonna be there is, or Heather was saying, is that I'm gonna be at Days of the Dead in Chicago. So definitely come on by. We've done that con before. It's a lot of fun. Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton is also gonna be there, including like a lot of the cast and the director of the Terrifier movie. So definitely check that out, man. It's gonna be good people there.
Yeah, awesome. Over on the Twitch side of things, we are going to go raid Tamra, and I haven't typed that in ahead of time like I should have.
Chat.
We're gonna go raid Tamra on the Twitch side of things. Have a wonderful evening. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Night night. Bye. Goodbye. Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Remember me, critic, bat credit card. All right. Night, everyone. See you later. Bye. Bye.